New best of 3 as we get into things over here, and of course, as always, I've got Mr. Trent Pax joining me. Hello.
It's not warm here. Actually, it's kind of warm. It's supposed to get to like 30 degrees. Supposedly 27 degrees today, which would be by far the hottest it's been
Celsius
this year. So yes,
in Canada.
Yes. I know. We have some weird weather in the Maritimes. It goes like very cold, very warm. But currently in my basement, I'm in full garb. I've got a big hefty robe on. It is quite cold down here, but I've got my fresh coffee, so I can pretend that I'm way too warm and blasting AC. But it's not the case, Gareth.
It's like 25 or 26 today. It's meant to get to like 28 on Friday or something. It's getting very interesting. I mean, like a week ago there were hailstorms and thunderstorms, and and now it's nearly 30 degrees. It's getting a bit funny. Right, PD against VP. Quick rundown of what's happened to them. So PD, they were in the group stage. They got themselves all the way through to the upper bracket final. They beat NIP there, and then they played up against oh god, who did they play up against in the playoffs?
Prodota? You mean who? The Empire? No. Secret.
Secret. Oh yeah, they got 2-0 by Secret very quickly. That's why I forget. It was that really quick series that we had that one day. Yeah, then they dropped down. Now they're up against VP. And of course, if they win this series, they have to play against Secret again, unfortunately. VP looking okay until they faced up against Empire on the new patch. It was a little bit interesting that they pulled out the Chen in game.
Little bit interesting.
A little bit interesting, yeah. They pulled out the Chen in game 1. They won that one, but after Chen was banned, they didn't seem to do so well. But in this draft, they kicked things off with a Bane. Some interesting changes to Bane, weren't there, Trent? That brain sap.
I mean,
that brain sap.
That's like the only thing on anyone's mind when it comes to Bane. The Bane brain, but pretty unlikely, I would say, that we see that, of course. I know, guys, it's depressing, but he didn't get any change. Oh, no, he did, actually. He got Agi Ink growth increased by 0.3, matching the new strength growth. Okay. And his Fiend's Grip deals damage every 0.5 seconds instead of every 1 second. So, but they didn't increase the actual damage. It's just it's just a damage over time, right? Yeah.
Come on, dude. Give me the brain scepter.
I know. It would be sick. Sorry. Shall I read it out? Reworked Bane Scepter. Causes Brain Sap to have a 1.5 second cooldown. Pierces spell immunity. Yeah, that's a little nasty.
1.5 seconds. Crazy stuff. PD kicked things off with Clockwork Shadow Fiend. We've seen this many, many times. You kill the cogs, you get some souls, and I feel that Shadow Fiend now is even more powerful. 1 extra melee creep mid. You've got the added potency of stacks coming back every minute now as well, for your supports to build up a nice little economy over in your jungle for yourselves. Stack clearing has become a thing again. Sven, Luna, TA, Shadow Fiend all becoming even more powerful than they were before. And Clockwork, not really changed. Still the great old hero that tanks up in the off lane, starts jumping around with that hook shot. One of 3-3's best, I think, honestly, 3-3's best hero now. Has kind of surpassed his Batrider and Darkseer, I think.
Oh, I'm actually a little surprised they went with the Chen ban and not the TA. And there she is. Yeah. I mean, I really assumed that was going to be the secondary ban. You take care of the Lina. You would think you'd be moving forward and taking care of that TA as well, being, again, as you're saying, just benefiting from stacks, probably the most out of any of the mid heroes, honestly. Obviously, she was still doing very well in the previous patch with 2 minutes, and now she's back to the 1 minute. Old school TA looking to accelerate once again, so they surely knew it was probably coming from Prodota. And we'll see if they have a plan here. Is it going to be a support Clockwork now? Is this guy just going to be like the suicide, hop on top of TA every single fight? Do we need like a Crystal Maiden to facilitate that, to also help out the Shadow Fiend to give him an edge in the mid lane?
Yeah, you've got some options. Yeah. I mean, with a Bane who does like roaming around. I wonder if we'll see the good old Enfeeble Bane come back. The Pylai Dice special, where you just go to mid lane, throw Enfeeble, land a couple of right clicks, deny creep, then wander off. Clockwork might be able to put a stop to that. We'll see what PD decide to do. J4 could definitely pick that one up. But Virtus.pro, they've got no one TA, they've got Pasha Centaur. These are signature heroes. Signature heroes for VP. I couldn't sleep last night. I was watching you casting.
They were some fun games, man.
They were.
The Invitational is back, aka Canada Cup. We had a lovely old time, Mott and Annie and I. It was good.
Yeah, it
was fun seeing the new patch. Lots of Sven. If you guys didn't catch those games, plenty of Sven ownage with the IO, SFTA, bans and picks, and Can't remember anyone else that really stood out, though. Storm Spirit got a lot of love, understandably, too, I think. Just, again, stacks, very helpful for that hero, too. Could certainly be seeing more of him in the near future.
Oh, that's my bad, actually.
Oh, what hath thou done?
I forgot to turn my in-game mic on, and I forgot to remind you to turn yours off.
Oh, well, there you go. That kind of works out.
That's my fault.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Fixed. Thank you for letting me know.
Screeker! The Phoenix.
Thank you, people on Twitter. I am an idiot sometimes. Most of the time. Most of the time. But yeah, if you just, calmly, politely let me know that I am an idiot once again, I will try my hardest to fix whatever I have done.
You have to do it so often.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes, you send an official email, you complain to my manager, and things don't get done. Yeah.
So what were the options here? We go with the Phoenix. Classic combo with the Centaur Warrunner causes the other enemy team to collapse, gives Centaur a very nice place to come in and stomp. And they had Jug, Troll, or Ursa left in the pool here. So they have opted for the Ursa, someone that can help try and get through those refraction charges, I guess, a little bit. I mean, I'm just trying to help out in some other ways, but obviously he's very good against the Egg. He's the attack speed. That'll be his main focus. He's good against the Centaur Warrunner in lane, better so than a Troll or a Jug.
Very good against Bane. Very, other carries are just going to get nightmared and then Fiend's gripped up, but with Aghanim Scepter, you'll be able to, get yourself out of those nasty spells and just purge them off.
That's true.
That's probably the biggest reason, right? Refraction charge is sure, very good against Centaur, fair enough. Of course, like you said, against the Phoenix Egg, very, very good. But Bane is such an annoying hero in team fights, being able to lock down, multiple people at the He basically removes 3 heroes from a team fight, right? He enfeebles he enfeebles the Shadow Fiend, he nightmares the Warlock or someone, then he Fiend's grips the Ursa, then you can focus one or the other. That's a crazy hero. 5th pick for
You
PD.
also take the Ursa away from VP, which, don't have to worry about that. One less option in the end here. That
is very true as well. So, PD, do they put the Clockwork in the off lane? That is the big question. That is the big question mark over their heads. Now, I
kind of wonder if they just, ogre this TA mid. How much help? She is the Bane, though. I feel like you need someone to match this Bane.
You know what I really like here for them? Is if they have the Clockwork full roll and they have an off-lane Enigma.
Yeah, lots of team fight.
Lots and lots of team fight, but also, adds into the push. Got Demonic Conversions against the TA. You've got Midnight Pulse against the Centaur or whoever else VP go for, but it's a Kunkka for PD. So that'll be
an exciting hero right now.
Lots of cool
You got a
changes.
lot of quality of life changes, yeah. The boat just now, if you guys have, of course, played Kunkka anytime in the past forever, the boat was always a bit finicky. You had to be so far away, had to, account for these distance things, the boat flying on through, but now it's just all point and click. Easy adventure. So hopefully that'll be giving a little bit of aid over here to our Kunkka, who surely wants to be punishing that T in the mid lane, and again, just kind of matching up as to what Bane's up to, but... Ramsey's ends up here. We have a Lifestealer and a TA. We have a Centaur Warrunner to carry him. This is a pretty nice synergistic draft here from by VP.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really, really good. Laning phase is the only thing that maybe I worry about with, Kunkka being such a good roaming hero, but I guess Bane can maybe negate a lot of that. We'll find out what exactly they do, but team fight wise, skirmish wise.
Can have some hype Bane saves too. Nightmares on the boats.
You nightmare your Phoenix and then he supernovas, so he's just invulnerable pretty much for a good 10 seconds. Good luck killing him. What do you do? You've got lots of chase ability as well. With traps and stampede, open wounds, the dive. PD, if they find themselves in an awkward team fight, they don't have good ways to disengage. They're very good at going in, but not very good at going out again. They don't have the kind of guerrilla tactics heroes that we're so fond of seeing. They're very committal.
Yeah. On the other hand, though, they are picking a Lifestealer into an Ursa on the side of VP, so Protota's a little bit okay. I mean, that's not too bad. We have a good matchup there. Who's going to hold that Lifestealer down, though? That is a real question. The consecutive stuns onto a hero like Lifestealer are not that handy for an Ursa this game. There's no lasso. There's basically you hope he gets torrented and then golemed.
Well, that's the thing. You hope that you land a hook shot and cog him in and ignore him while he hits Clockwork, who has a blade mail. Then you focus on everyone else. I feel like that's the way fights kind of have to go. Or you cog him in and Ursa blinks into the cogs to try and finish off Lifestealer, but then you've got like, you know, Phoenix with his Fiery Spirits, you've got Bane with the lockdown. It's all a little bit awkward. So I think PD have to really play around, you know, smokes, the level 6 of Warlock, trying to, you know, hard push into towers, and I just feel that they have to commit every time they want to go and do something. They can't be, you know, going around half-assed, indecisive movements. If they want to go for Roshan, they have to go in for Roshan. VP, they got some split push abilities with, you know, TA. And Lifestealer Bomb with Centaur is also a good option up against SF and Warlock. Actually, what kind of builds did you see from SF yesterday? Was it Dragonlance BKB kind of thing again?
Dude, we had a 17-minute butterfly. It was pretty hype.
Oh, wow.
It was Annihilate. Yeah, it was.
Dragonlance
He
butterfly?
was pretty farmed. I think he finished his Dragonlance first, yeah.
Okay.
And they just went right into it. But
The
obviously
mid
that
one
was a
build.
little bit of a special case. Yeah, he was pretty farmed.
Damn.
Other than that, it was just like Hurricane Pikes and stuff. BKBs, of course. Whatever was necessary. Shadowblade, too. It was mostly like just Shadowblade, Hurricane Pike, BKB. Pretty decent Hurricane Pike game. Speaking of Hurricane Pikes and therefore Force Staffs, obviously going to be quite important for VP this game, but TA, Hurricane Pike hero, Center Warrunner buys Force Staff, Bane, pretty happy getting a Force Staff, honestly. So they have quite a few options up against the Clockwork.
Are we paused or something?
Yes, this is rather odd. This is taking
Lifestealer, yeah, Ramses has paused.
taking a very long time. It's like a trickery pause. You don't even realize how long this pause has been going at this point.
I'm gonna
Maybe
check.
he's really embarrassed about his compendium level and he's just buying a bunch before their towers are spawned.
Nothing's been said in the Discord. How
Hello.
How very interesting. Who are you saying hello to?
I don't know. The teams. Hello.
Oh, I just heard. I heard a
Hello?
squeak in the background. I thought the door opened and your wife had come in or something.
No.
Bringing you
She's
cookies.
a real person that goes to these things called a job.
Oh.
That is, yes, not in your basement. Actually, it's weird.
Oh.
Yes. She does things that benefit the world while I talk about video games.
Wait, do you have to go outside for that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think she does. Yeah, it's a very scary place.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I packed her lunch though, so I mean, she'll be okay. She'll get there.
Some Dairyly Lunchables.
I made a beautiful salad, I'll have you know.
Oh yeah, what was in it?
I was up at 6 a.m. making this gorgeous spinach, peppers, mushroom, tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
What else was in it? Everything was in it.
Damn.
Cucumber. It was a very nice salad.
Domestic god. Trent packs
Yeah.
right here.
All day, every day.
Wow.
Just you wait, maybe I'll do the laundry later. Watch out!
What about the dishes?
Dude, those are so far done. Never let the sun set on dishes.
Yeah, that's an issue we have. Ben and
there
I
you
are
go.
very bad with dishes.
You guys are not a good domestic couple.
We are not good. We don't talk to each other. We lock ourselves in our rooms. We don't do the dishes. Oh dear. Right. Prodota against Virtus.pro. Game number 1 of this best of 3 for the Mr. Cat EU Invitational. And look what we have. Shadow Fiend collecting souls from cogs, but he's missed one. He has not bought the Gloves of Haste. He's not bought the Gloves of Haste. He's being pinged by his Clockwork. What are you doing? Collect the souls, you bloody Shadow Fiend. Come on.
Yeah, they're like
1,
trying to organize.
2, and 3. There we go. That's a bit better. Come on. You can get this done. You can get this done, PD. I believe in you. Not a difficult task. Not a difficult task. Right.
They do sneak a ward in here from Kunkka, unspotted. The smoke did not pop. And now Pasha not holding a ward or anything like that, so they don't really have to worry about what he's doing. He's just stomping, doing some dancing.
Yeah, VP are one of these teams that love using their taunts, and they love using the crash and burn and the crybaby and things like that. So yeah, I expect to see this kind of nonsense and shenanigans come out from them. More souls for Kaiser, but it's time to move to your bounty rune, lads. 11 souls. We've seen some get 13, 15. I don't think I've seen anyone get 18, but look at this. This is the place to be. You know the SF's collecting souls. You know he's killing cogs.
This is like so common at this point.
Yeah.
It happened last night too, and I was just like, yeah, they're gonna do this thing the second the game's man, if you fall for this though, the clock always scouts this. Oh, GG.
This is like the 4th time I've seen this. Good luck is
Yeah.
called. Kaiser, though, is dead. The luck will take no account for VP's aggression. Souls are lost from 11 to 7. And down he goes. Shadow Fiend, the first blood of the game, 1-0. Virtus.pro off to a great start already, and they wander off to their lanes. And not only that, they get themselves 2 bounty runes, and there's a third one waiting for them for the Lifestealer to grab for himself.
Man, you gotta know that's code at this point, honestly. Like, every game this happens with Shadow Fiend Clockwork, but
13 denies.
Off guard.
13 denies, and half of them are meaningless.
Yep. And they work so hard on that.
Well, dual lanes mid, no surprises there. TA off to single deny. Kaiser is being left alone though. Good torrent comes out to stop the Bane from harassing so heavily, and it's a brain sap level 1 from Solo, not the Enfeeble. I was kind of hoping to see. Maybe not expecting, but definitely hoping. Good denies coming out from no one. Of course, now denies being even more important, getting experience from them. The old pseudo denies not as strong anymore. You know, we used to.
Yeah, I'm fully agreeing with you in terms of, like, because of these denies and everything, that's why I thought the Enfeeble was going to come, man. Let's go. Yeah. Like, you just killed the guy. It took half of the effort this whole Clockwork pick is essentially for. No, I mean, he's still a good hero, but a lot of his value does come from that. And he just Enfeeble, like, what would he even do? He'd be destroyed in this lane.
Yeah, he would get literally 0 last hits. He'd probably have to go for razors, but look at Solo wailing into Kaiser there with his right clicks, and the torrent from Milan. Dodged out by the Bane. Good body blocks, making Solo take a bit more damage than expected, but
cancels the salve.
Yeah,
that was a little painful.
Having some issues.
Oh, other lanes don't look very exciting anyway. This is obviously one with the most impact of the early game as well. Kaiser, he's trying to trade with the Bane. He wins.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn. That was close.
Wow.
It was very close.
Wasn't expecting that. Double razors, level 2 razors up. Kaiser has to make the long wander back to Fountain, but gets a kill. Gets a good old kill. In the meantime, 3-3 down the bottom lane, last hitting decently, getting some levels as well. Ramsey's unable to zone him solo as Lil is mainly stacking and pulling, trying to control this lane equilibrium to drag it away from that Clockwork. But Kaiser, this is the walk of shame of the mid lane. Like,
no shrines, you know, like no one to bail you out. This is old school. This is the punishing mid.
Well, no, this is the thing, right? For offlaners, they used to have to do this all the time. Then they got the shrines, and it was like, oh, cool, I can shrine. Then I have to go back to the old way, and it's like, okay, whatever. I can just, you know, revert back to what I used to do. Walk back to base, maybe buy some salves. But for the mid laners, they used to, you know, bottle crowing, but bottle crowing's being nerfed. Then they got a shrine, and the shrine gets nerfed. They get these things given to them and then taken away from them. The only thing that mid laners have been given now is an extra melee creep, and the bottle got reduced by 10 gold. Like, honestly.
Mid players, honestly. The divas of Dota. Yeah, top lane, Pasha gets a little bit of a slow thrown onto him here, but it's really not going to matter. It's totally fine.
It's mid lane where everything's still kicking off. Kunker against really Bane, SF against TA. 3-3's Clockwork is playing relatively aggressively here, but he's got no mana remaining and maybe gone on by Ramses. Lifestealer just wanders up and starts hitting creeps again as Solo. Torrent will connect this time, but the Nightmare landed onto Kaiser, who's going to drop here to no one's TA. And Milan has to turn around. Not going to have enough mana for an X-Torrent or anything like that, so a kill on the Shadow Fiend yet again as PD are losing heroes that are very important during this laning phase.
Yeah, and the hero with the unbuffed denies, Templar Assassin, you know, the Shadow Fiend, 15, don't believe that. That's fake news right there. But no ones are all legit, so he's having a very nice time in the mid lane here, as to be expected with a Bane, one of the best heroes to help you out in these situations. Man, Pasha getting forced into the trees and Garter. Can't even chase, though. Really wanted to get him up there, but he's Tranquils now, so he'll just kind of lurk around there.
Pasha's holding on to 2 points as well.
Yeah, probably hoping he can go for a kill.
Go for the 2 points in double edge. Oh, fair enough. But yeah, TA level 5, Shadow Fiend level call it level 4. He's basically level 4. Wait, how do I see the experience? I held Alt. Oh yeah, you're right. 4 experience.
Sad man.
Time to go jungle. Goodbye, lads. Yeah. Kunka take mid, thank you. I'm sodding off back to the jungle.
Does that vertical stacking still work with Kunka?
No, I don't believe it does.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. It got fixed, right?
Yeah, because you could get like 26 stacks or something ridiculous, right?
Can you imagine if that was back with this patch? Man, that would be a time to be chunka.
You could also do it with Invoker's Tornado as well, but that was a bit more different. Or a bit more difficult, even. Well, back into game we go. Ramsey's having a jolly old time on bot lane. Garter's Ursa is doing decently top as well. You know, the both safe laners are getting a lot of farm, and phase boots up for Garter now means even more of a threat to their Centaur.
I think how this game starts to go. I suppose Roche obviously a little bit quicker for the Dire side, but if they miss that window, then the control from the Radiant will be quite hefty. Once there's levels on the Phoenix, once there's a Deso on the TA, general handiness of Stampede 2. Pasha should be okay here. Phase boost now on CD, so.
Shrines up for Kaiser.
They're thinking about going on 3-3 bottom.
Yeah,
bring down the Bane.
He's hiding away in the trees, though. Oh, he's spotted now. They've seen him. Tango eaten. Hogs are popped, and now he's got no escape ability with the Nightmare there being cancelled out by the Fiery Spirits. 3-3 is taking a lot of damage from the dive forward as well, and Ramses will slow things down with an open wounds to get the kill. Milan's attempted a torrent save. It was a good try, but never going to be enough, really. And mid lane, no one is just smashing this. 40 CS, 5.5 minutes in. Nearly 20 denies.
Top.
Oh, what's he doing? Looking for J4. There's a stomp. 2 points in double edge. Oh, not enough. Shadow words there to heal J4. Just enough to make sure that the tickles from Centaur won't annoy him too much. But this is where things get scary, because TA is level 6. Pre-6 minutes. Has the traps ready. And Shadow Fiend is very susceptible, especially without boots. Trent, without boots, Kaiser's just going to go run at.
And look at Bane, too. Oh, time to start this one up. Dire, though, they have a ward here, and they see this. They're like, uh-oh, it's beginning. Might be time to get some early wards plopped into these Ancients. Stop these stacks from happening.
Like, how annoying is that when your opponent gets so many denies that they get level 6 at like 5.5 minutes from the mid lane? Milan, oh, the DD rune from no one dodges the torrent perfectly as well. Easy peasy for all the TA. What was that dive? Lil? And Lil's just diving for bounty runes.
Gotta get bounties, man. Efficiency.
Gotta get them quick as well, apparently. Go straight on in there. It looks like Garter is going to go into his Vlad's before heading into a Blink Dagger or anything like that. Just get that extra bit of stats. Extra bit of regen is nice. But I fear for Kaiser. You know, Kunk has had to roam around trying to control bot and mid lane. He's not been able to stack too much. He's got one stack going over to the right of the mid lane. Well, actually, there's 2 stacks there. It's a decent. Oh, who's been stacking here as well? Warlock's got some stacks. PD have been doing a decent job building up a little economy there for the SF to get back into the game. TA slowed down by Milan, but the Nightmare in from solo means that Lil jumps forward with a dive on the Fiery Spirits. The Sunray comes through as well, and Kaiser, oh, he's dropping to the support. Milan and J4 will chase down Lil. A couple more hits will come through, but in comes no one with the trap. Milan, torrent up, won't land, and Lil dodges out from Kunkka. Milan, one more trap is needed, 2 seconds, but the salve pops. And VP, they won't commit for any more. The Sideblade did splash back onto the jungle camps. Now, this is something that PD definitely have to be afraid of, is the temptation of no one's TA to go and steal these stacks.
Yeah, this ward spotting it too.
What do you mean this ward? You mean this dire creep now as well?
Well, yeah, no, this Radiant ward saw those creeps come down too. So they're like, oh, hey guys, there's a giant stack there. I mean, that could be a play. Oh, they missed this stack here, sadly. So unable to get another one of Ancients going.
Shadow Fiend clears up some nice large creeps. Kaiser trying to build into tread still. Just going to see him spam clarities, honestly, so he can farm through these jungle camps a little faster. But they're leaving these lanes kind of open. You know, 3-3 has his tranquil boots. What are we looking at level-wise, though? Level 6 is up on him. He's not made a rotation just yet. TA is level 8. Shadow Fiend's level 7, so it's not looking all doom and gloom for them, but it's heroes like this Phoenix who have been stacking and pulling, you know, closing on a level 6, nearly has a supernova, and that's when these team fights really do start to become incredibly strong for VP.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Prodota's rotation game either. They're gonna rush the Vlad's first here onto Garter, so no immediate blink or anything. We've seen that a little bit lately from Ursa's, but he theoretically could this game, just rushing into it along with the Clockwork and using that mobility, but they're not seeing that chance, probably just because you know, their Shadow Fiend's so far behind. He's not gonna be joining anytime soon with a Shadow Blade or something like that. And how can they get Roche? I don't know. So it's going to be a tough one.
It is.
It's like, yeah, little, as you said, he's 6. Like, this guy's not supposed to be 6 yet.
No.
There's no tomes out yet.
No. What's he doing? How is he level 6? He's so
8
good.
denies.
So good at this game.
30%.
Amazing. Very, very skilled. Skilled players. Everyone in this game is skilled. TA trap into the pit. Make sure you scout for that Ursa smoke move. Ursa basically has his Vlad's done. Just a couple hundred gold until the Morbid Mask comes out. But TA, look at this. No one just clears an Ancient Stack. And he's going to have his Deso by like 11 minutes or something insane.
I'm going to settle for a Kunkka here. This is a nice little combo though. Nightmare, Stomp, and a Double Edge.
Stampede, sets up. Everything goes as you say. The damage output, not quite enough though. With a hookshot coming in, 3-3 catches Solo's Bane. They need to kill off one of these cogs for the Torrent. That's the combo we're looking for. Trapped in and sent up into the air with a full rotation in. PD even TP Garter's Ursa forward. Maybe expecting a little bit more of a commitment there from VP. But they kill off Solo. That's a nice swing there, like 400 plus gold. A lot of it going over to 3-3's Clockwork, so that's going to be a nice amount of money for him.
Yeah, they were set up. And TA was here, and TA just goes back this way to start farming and pushing up towards top. I wonder if they thought TA was going to come mid, and that was the plan, and then they just wanted to go anyway because he's kind of beefy. You know, he was near the tower. He might have gotten a little bit of armor near the end there, but all that really matters is he has stick. Dude, the sticks and wand values though have been unreal. Like casting yesterday and last night, it's all kinds of sticks, man. So much fighting happening early on in the game again. So many rotations looking for stacks. So many heroes all alone looking for these efficiencies.
Well, that's the thing, right? You know, when you look at the changes and you're like, oh, stacks are coming back, it's going to be boring. People are going to just stack jungle and farm and be greedy. That's not really the case. Because once you start building up stacks, it adds this kind of, you know, risk-reward play where your opponents might think, hey, if we go and smoke up into the enemy jungle, or if we find a pick-off in the mid lane, we find a kill, we go and steal a stack, and then we gain something that they had planned for themselves, you know, it's a loss for them and a gain for us. You get even more skirmishes around the jungle, even more aggressive plays, and it honestly is pretty much the reverse of what a lot of people think. It's not the greedy plays, but...
Did you catch this mid where they have a ward, so they deward the ward and then smoke right on top of where they were anyway?
Yeah.
So they just smoke immediately. It's just kind of interesting.
They show.
We're probably rotating.
Yeah, it's like they show. It's that you know, double bluff. Are we stupid enough to do this kind of move? Nice, Solo, beautiful play. Turns around onto Garter as well, but the rock is dropped with the boat flying through as well. It's only going to catch the no. It's not even the Bane, but the damage reduction down onto PD. They've got that going. Supernova's dropped, but it's taken out. Prodota to focus it easily, and Virtus.pro, Solo, you can't nightmare yourself out of this X torrent. Yep, and you're dead. 2 for nothing. As PD run into the jungle. Throw a couple of spells down, cast their ultis, kill off the 2 supports. Unfortunately, though, they're not going to go and take any ancient stacks or anything like that. They are fully committing down on this bot lane towards this tier 1.
Well, they actually ping it on the Radiant too. Phoenix immediately will just say, hey, they might be coming for our stacks, guys. And they don't have any vision in this area, but as you said, they're not actually there. So, grabbing themselves the tower. Rotations mid, actually, from the Bane. And with the Deso, does that mean they're thinking Roche? They are indeed.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've seen 5 people commit from PD. All the way down to the Radiant jungle, then towards that bot tier 1. 3-3 rocket flares into the Roshan pit, and they are TPing in. They're looking to fight this, but they're all on like half mana. Milan has 1 torrent, he has no boat. You can use his stick to start this off, but...
Flare in 2 seconds.
The nightmare's there. Kaiser's walking forward, winds up the Requiem, there's the Roshan gone, and no one takes the Aegis. PD, they've got to run, turn tail, but it's a hook shot in from 3-3 onto Solo. I don't know if VP wants to try and turn and fight this, because Upheaval, it's in the middle of the fight, now it finally ends, but Ramsey's always being slammed by Garter. Sprints away with a Stampede helping him out, but the Dire Courier was AFK in the middle of that fight, in the middle of the Upheaval, just sitting there dying.
Oh, poor guy. Well, they get away with the Aegis though, and of course the bounty too, so even if you lose your Bane, you're still pretty happy with the scenario. And such nice play coming out from Solo and Pasha too. The way they were positioning themselves here, knowing that Clockwork was going to try and make that play, they're just both like back and forth, and he just didn't even go for it. He's like, you know what, I'm just not going to find it. They're going to block me. They did it.
Trent, no one is so farmed. He went from like an 11-minute deso, or look, no, honestly, he's going to have a 14-minute, pre-15-minute deso blink, and he has a DD rune bottle. This full ancient stack will give him the money for the blink, the experience. Flows into Solo and Lil at the same time.
Dude, he actually just stole the last hit with that player. That was pretty funny.
Was it a big one though?
No, it was like 32 gold.
It's irrelevant.
That's true. Yeah, that is actually insane though, especially because they missed quite a few stacks early on. You know, this wasn't like maximum efficiency TA. She only has 1 kill, but getting it done. Roche certainly helping with that. Don't even have a tower down yet.
She did kind of slam mid lane though.
Yeah.
But PD, again, they're 5-man committing. I feel this is what they had to do with their draft, what they had to do once the laning phase, you know, kind of waned, but a very good scan from PD will actually scout this movement in from Virtus.pro, who move north now towards the tier 1 middle lane, which is going to be a very easy takedown. But you look at the map control, PD do not own an inch of the map. They've got a couple of wards down in the Radiant jungle, and sure, they can try and, you know, take control of this area, but the other 80% of the map pretty much just belongs to the VP. Your blink on Centaur, your blink on TA, Lifestealer has Midas nearly armlet done. Ramses feels behind, but only because the TA is so far ahead. You know, usually you have these two heroes really nicely timed together, where the Deso and Blink is timed with like the Midas armlet and maybe an Echo or part of a Deso or something. But in this game, it's just like no one is so far ahead that the Lifestealer has no chance to catch up. As Milan is caught down a bot lane with the Fiend's Grip out. 3-3 cancels it, but it's still a dead Kunkka with this Solo Bane trapped in the cogs. 3-3. Nightmare through, and now stomped up as well. Pasha lands that one with a double edge. He might be able to look for a kill here, but 3-3's running forward as if he has teammates with him. The TP away from his teammate, the Shadow Fiend, comes on through, but looks like the Warlock in the back end will die.
No one's chasing everyone down, and then Warlock tries TPing the trees and just gets 2-shot, which is rather depressing for sure, but now an 8k lead being garnered here by VP. It's total destruction. I mean, how are they have this tiny window to kill TA, and it's shrinking very quickly, and it basically is just completely timed with the Pasha's Force Staff. First off, they had to fight through an Aegis, which won't expire for another 2 minutes anyway. Yeah. So, in the next 2 minutes, this Force Staff will probably be done, honestly, or at least it'll be close to it from Pasha, so I don't think this TA is going to die this game. That would be my bold assumption. I'm just not sure how it's going to happen. No one's going to have a Force Staff. Pasha's going to have a Force Staff.
They've got Nightmare. Lil will buy an Aghanim Scepter. They'll have Stampede.
A Vengeful Spirit will suddenly be bought from the shop and they'll have swap, you know. It's kind of standard stuff.
No, this is what happened. Oh, well, we'll come back to this in a second, because Kaiser's been jumped, and dear lord, that's a lot of damage. With the rock drop to stop this from happening, they just retreat and try and bail away. There's the hook shot into Pasha, now sent back as well into the upheaval, and it looks like the center will finally drop as Solo's chased down as well. Aggressive move by VP.
Goons, man. Yeah. They try and kill the Kunkka, they fail and die. Now they try and just go in on the shrine, they fail and die. What's the team's like, boys? Come on.
Come on, guys. You baited out some spells, but it's not worth it that way. But yeah, what's going to happen is Lifestealer buys an Ags. He brings the TA inside of him, and then the Phoenix buys an Ags and brings both of them inside of him. So then you've got these 3 heroes inside of Supernova. And then Shadow Fiend buys Master Madness and just hits the Supernova, and 3 people die.
It's like those little dolls.
They have oh shit! Oh god.
Not watching this, the death and destruction?
I mean, yeah, I'm watching. I just don't know what to say because
Love-hate
because no one is just going in. Dear Lord, that is insane. The first kill on the Kunker was just like, okay, he's gone. Then he blinks to the Warlock and he's like, oh, he's gone as well. Jeez.
Yeah, this game might be a little bit gone. Only a 4-kill differential, but of course it don't matter. There's that much farm being thrown about from these camps.
19 minutes. No one's TA. This is...
I know, he's got a hurricane pike.
Where's the crybaby spam? That's what.
Yeah, seriously.
That's what we need right now.
Team Red. Shout out to Jenkins, Newsham, Annihilate.
Every kill, every death.
Yeah, on both sides. Lizzie, oh my god, and monkeys. It was actually painful. Literally crybaby the entire cast.
It was so funny. Honestly, I was about to go to bed and I started watching that game because I wanted to see what Sven was going to buy. And then they started spamming Crybaby, and I just couldn't go to sleep. Oh look, Solo's doing the double bracer build trend.
Of course.
The Rod of Atos is coming. I love this. I think this is going to become more and more popular with, roots being so powerful, with bracers being cheaper, with Rod of Atos being, a dogshit item in the past, now being what is probably one of the most efficient, incremental build-ups and actual effects in the game. This is going to be so good for supports, for Crystal Maidens, for Banes, for Phoenixes.
The only problem is it's not mobility, so it's like I feel like it's hard to work in.
I guess it'll be very specific for against an AM or a Storm or against mobile carries. It'll be very, very popular. But I think that
or even like an Ursa in this game, for example.
Sure. But I still think the double braces are very, very strong. I think Solo might die here. That Sunray's keeping him alive pretty nicely. Garter didn't go one in, and with the Requiem out, Cogs trapping through. Number 1 4 stabs away, and in come the big ulties from PD. They've killed off Bane, and Ramsey's trapping up people as well, but he's got the rage to run himself back. Milan holding the line, but the hook shot through, perfectly timed. Ramsey's is caught here, and he might just drop. Armor toggles out, and no one. He's still going on. Garter very low. One more hit is all it needs, and he'll find it. No one. Continues his streak. A mega kill turns into an unstoppable streak, and J4 might just make this even better for them. Slowed down, Ramses. Don't steal this. Don't steal this, buddy. Wicked sick triple kill for no one's TA. And Prodota, way too deep, way too committed, but they needed to do something like that. I honestly don't blame them. I don't think that was a bad idea or a bad move. They needed to go and make something happen. It's just Virtus.pro are too strong, even though they had like the delayed stack of TPs.
I mean, surely you can't win a fight when you throw everything on top of the Bane. And this TA. We already said she's unkillable. I stand by that. I highly doubt no one dies unless it's in the fountain. Like, there's just no way. Everything was already used by the time he got there. And he just walks around this team fight and they're like, what do we do? They Requiem to Bane.
Like, what do you expect to happen? You throw, 2 or 3 ultis onto a Bane, and then the 2 cores from VP come in and say hello. BKB, oh Jesus Christ, no one, can you just calm down? Please?
He's eyeing up a Bloodthorn, standard stuff.
What's his GPM? 776. Not bad.
Yeah,
for 22 minutes in.
Average. I mean, probably has an okay Pentagon now.
Prodota
is under attack.
5-man mid again.
A Pentagon or a Hexagon? I can't even picture it.
I think it's a Hexagon.
It is a Pentagon.
Is it
no, it's 5-sided.
Okay.
Fighting, farming, supporting, pushing, and versatility.
Okay.
And 7.57 supporting. 2.47 versatility. It's all the Crystal Maiden spamming. I'm sorry.
Whoopsie. Yeah. My Pentagon's pretty sick, actually. Oh, dear. Hello, Kaiser. Jump on in. There's the Fiend Grip. Hookshot will try and slow things down, but no one's BKB means the Torrent won't do anything. And 3-3. 1-2. And he's gone. Prodota run away. Too bad they can't run that far.
How far will they get? Yeah.
Exactly. Kunker is trapped outside his base. And I think you might just call it.
Yeah, maybe once once this little notification pops up, and you realize that means they have cheese at 23 minutes. It might be time to call it.
I think we just put Showcase view onto TA. Just follow no one around for the next.
Yeah, that's good. First-person shooter.
Yeah.
Dota 2.
I mean, it means that I don't have to control the camera anymore. I just
that'd be cool if you could get like first-person view, like not third-person behind your shoulder, just like right from the head, you get the side blade shooting out.
From the eyes, that would be nice.
If they are going to win this game of Pro Dota, it's obviously going to come down to some pretty big mistakes from Virtus.pro, or like overcommittals, or masterful baits, as it were, I suppose, from Pro Dota. Fatal Bonds is a spell. Sadly, it's only level 1, so it's hard to hit it on 5 heroes when it can only maximally hit 3. You have to work on that one.
I mean, no one right now is schooling. Like he is absolutely destroying, but he never stops farming.
He just dropped the cheese. Ramses, how nice.
Just on the floor. I think this is probably going to be the one of the biggest topics of discussion is farming in between killing. We've talked about it a lot in the past. China. Oh Jesus. Oh Kunka. I'm so sorry. Nightmare onto the Shadow Fiend. Holds him in place, and no one goes in with a nice little Hurricane Pike there. Blinks away as well. 3-3 has died elsewhere. Looks like in the back end of the fight to the Phoenix. Another battle was kicking off as he was looking for a hook shot into the south. Pro Dota are about to lose their barracks. Desolated damage appears it's too much. This dire team to handle as Warlock nearly 2-shot. Good smoke there though as no one's forced to BKB, but the stomp from Pasha. 3-man. Fiends grip out onto Kaiser. Shadow Fiend and Garter turns the fight, but unfortunately he's just going to get shredded here by the TA again. Supernova's out, and I think PD probably out this game. No one continues throwing out these lovely little red Desolator attacks. Kaiser barely escaping with his life at that point. Ramses Rage gets rid of that little X marks the spot, and again, no one continues his beyond godlike streak. 12-0-5, 21,000 net worth, 857 GPM, 23-10. Virtus.pro, simple game it felt.
Yep. TA is one of those heroes that I feel like I've seen this game
like 100 times, She just gets out of control. She has the right backup and support, and if you don't have the answers, every game looks the same. And this was just one of those. Mind you, this was a pretty remarkable one, at least in terms of the speed and the power that is being thrown out here by no one, of course, on a roll lately in terms of his competitive playing. But that was a whole other level. 12-0-5, 5,200 gold at the end of the game. Almost having to level 25. 23 and a half at 25 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
Respectable. 26.1k lead. Damn. They actually had like a more than 1k GPM lead when they ended the game. That's insane.
That's some real nasty stuff. That's some real nasty stuff. Oh boy. But yeah, in past patches we've talked about when mid heroes especially were moving from mid lane to try and gank side lanes. We used to see from CTY, I think, in particular, and a lot of Chinese mid lane players with TA and Quap being two of the biggest heroes. Instead of going, directly to a lane or going to rune spot and lane as, A to B to C, they'd kind of go into the jungle, farm a creep camp,